nail gun. So anyway, drill. Anything. Now, Mike, no, that's not. I shouldn't say all that because you could probably Jackie Chan could probably kill you with anything, and it would be fun. He could kill you with a hairdryer. I have no doubt, and joyously. But I mean, that's Jackie Chan. He's secure. What is the big deal about the sewing machine? Obviously, what it does is it makes clothes faster. Yeah, cool. What's the big deal? What's the societal effect?
Because women were usually the ones making clothes backwards in the sewing machine.
Okay, why is that important?
Typical housewife, ideal typical housewife.
Okay, so on the one hand, it is true that this is going to be part of opening women up into the workplace. Now, sometimes you'll hear people say women started working in the late 19th century. That is a lie. Okay, women were always working. They just didn't get paid for it. There's a difference. Because in most of the society before the Industrial Revolution, we were agricultural. Where did everybody work? On the farm, which was also the home. And was the father the only buddy in the family going out and working on the farm? Hell no, okay? The wife and the kids were all working on the farm too. The only difference was the wife didn't get to make any decisions. She didn't get any money, and she didn't get credit for it. Well done, okay? But so whenever people say, oh, women started working, that always annoys me because no, they didn't start working. They'd always been working. But for the first time, they were working outside of the home. And in fact, this is something that's really interesting because this is also going to be part of what industrialization is going to change, is the idea of the workplace, that work and home are two separate spaces. Previously, work and home were the exact same space. I mean, you didn't really, work and home were the space. Now, you work at work, and then you go home to have life. And that changes our notion of space and our notion of time as well, once actually the space changes. So that's a big deal. But the sewing machine isn't solely responsible for any of that, but the sewing machine does open something else up. And actually, I put the two words up here. It creates, and is one of the types of inventions that's part of what we call the homogenization of culture. And it's not only part of the homogenization of culture, but it also decreases regionalism. Now, what in the hell do I mean by all that mouthful of words? Well, first of all, what is regionalism? What does that mean? Does anybody hear?
Keeping all of your products and goods in one region. Once you start having better shipping, better transportation methods.
Okay, but now even outside of economics, what's just regionalism in general? Statehood. Okay, it can be. For example, do people talk differently in different parts of the United States?
Yes.
And so we might say that people have regional dialects, right? There's sort of nasal up in New York and New Jersey, right? And then it gets sort of surfy and slower as you move towards the south, like if you're in Georgia, South Carolina, right? Hello, how are you all doing? It's a lovely day. I don't know how they ever finished a lecture in South Carolina. In South Carolina, it takes you an hour and a half to say hello, and on the other hand, now, of course, in New York, shit, they get 20 lectures. Hello, fuck you, it's like, thank you too, and then on the other hand, you get to Texas, and they pick up the speed, and the twang has almost like a little inside of this other. So it's like, hi, how y'all doing? It just pops, hi, how's it doing? How y'all? Hey, all that. And then the more you get to East Texas, the more you always have to pop your language. Just pop, hi, and if you think I'm joking, I'm not. I'm really not. Dude. Because, when you get out into the valley, because then, okay. And so we all have these regional accents that exist that are kind of entertaining. That's regionalism. But I'm saying this decreases regionalism and it increases homogenization because homo means careful, okay, same. I already could see that was a trap I was going to avoid right there. Whereas hetero means different, homo means same. Homogenization to mix together into one. if you think inventions that actually will create mass production and mass distribution and mass consumption homogenizes culture. If you look around at your classmates and you look at the clothes that everybody's wearing, are those clothes that you're wearing, are they impossible to get only in San Diego? Could you get them elsewhere in the United States if you wanted to? Yeah, okay, because of the internet you could order them anywhere at any time. Can't fashion and fashion statements happen and suddenly spread throughout the United States almost instantaneously? That's why you have weird things like the surfer look, right? The surfer look in Nebraska, where the surf is high, in the corn, you know. It's odd, you know, but nonetheless there it is. And that sort of thing where the fatter fashion kind of like zip across the United States in seconds. You know, somebody who's famous is wearing something and all of a sudden everybody wants to wear it and poof, there it is. Ashton Kutcher or whatever his name is, he was on a Tonight Show thing and I saw him with his little knit cap, which I always think for 7-year-olds, you know, knit cap and all that. And to me, a knit cap, nowadays knit cap is supposed to be like cool and thuggish and whatnot. To me, a knit cap is for a 7-year-old and goes along with gloves and mittens that have those little, you know, clippy things on them in order so you don't lose them. So I can never look at somebody with a knit cap and it's like, represent, and I'm like, where's your glove? You know, you lose your mittens, you know. It's hard for me to take somebody like that seriously because it's like that. Like that's 7 years old in Chicago, you know. And so it's summer in Chicago too. So there it is. But he was wearing the stupid little knit cap with a little kind of visor thingy on it, but it wasn't really a visor. It was like do you know what I'm talking about? It was like a knit cap with like a little thing. And then suddenly, holy fuck, everybody had to have them for like, immediately every boy had to, what, do you have one of these things? What the fuck is this? You know? But look at this, okay, hold on. It's not one thing or the other,
You're wearing it wrong.
How am I supposed to wear it?
Like on the back of your head, it's for like snowboarding or something.
Yeah, so what's the visor
like
for?
I feel like one of the kids on Fat Albert. I don't know. But yeah, I know. But you know, but you're supposed to wear it while snowboarding. You're snowboarding here in class today, right? You know, but it's just a fashion thing, you know. And people were wearing it. It was like, oh, it's cool, you know. And all the guys were wearing it for a while. It's like whatever. But this is the idea that it decreases regionalism. And if you listen to on the television news on CNN, NBC, CBS, ABC, any of the major channels, do you ever hear any of the newscasters saying, now, all right, today we're going to be talking about Obama's health care plan, but just before that, we're going to be talking about there's this crazy stuff that's going on in Egypt, you know, but right now we'll be talking about that right after we get back from the weather. See y'all right then, you know. Do you ever hear that be said? Hey, be said. Do y'all ever hear that be said? Think of it, it won't go away. Do you ever hear that on like a CNN or whatnot? What accent do you hear on like the CNN and all that sort of thing? Okay, and broadcasting voice, yes, and what accent is that?
Like New York.
Not New York.
Middle of the road.
Oh, not like California.
Well, it's like it's professional tone.
Okay, yeah, okay. But see, here's the thing. We've created this idea of what is a professional, quote unquote, normal American accent. There is no such thing, but we created one with the invention of devices like the radio, inventions of devices like the television. If you listen to early radio, people did have regional accents, but over a period of time they decided one was the American accent, the Midwest accent as they call it, and that was supposed to become the standard, and then everybody was supposed to adopt it as a particular way of saying vowels, a particular way of forming your consonants, a particular way of holding certain tones in order to be professional or quote unquote normal. That's the homogenization.
So everybody could understand no matter where you were.
Well, but you see, the thing is that technically, but there's no reason that one should have done over the other, except that we began to standardize because once you have a particular type of communication that blankets everything. Our clothes are the same way. Our clothes